I am rocking the Can I Have a Waters. Cam is rocking the Strawberry Mimosas. Emmanuel is rocking the coffees. And it's doing good, man. So if you haven't gotten a pair, go to shadysideup.com, get you a pair.
This is the time I had the worst flight of my life to the Bahamas. So first off, let me say, the Bahamas has nothing to do with this. I'm Bahamian, I love Bahamas, so shout out to the 242, but this was my worst flight of my life, and I happened to be going to the Bahamas this day. So, this was 3 years ago, and I was going to the Bahamas. This was a last minute trip because something unfortunate happened. I had lost my grandma and was going to attend the funeral. So while I was preparing to get ready, I was like, all right, let me go find my passport. Found my passport. I'm packing up, just seeing what I'm gonna need. I realized that my passport was expired, so I had to go do a rush delivery. So that was a whole process, a whole nother story for another day. So once I got that, I went to book my ticket. When I booked my ticket, since it was last minute, literally there was one seat left. And the seat was the last row aisle seat by the bathroom. So you know you're gonna be smelling poop all day. The whole flight, all 5 hours, you're gonna be smelling poop.
It was almost a foreshadow to the shitty situation you was about to be in.
Exactly. So the day arrives when I get on this flight, and I'm walking on the flight, and of course, I'm the last one to be called to get on the flight because I got the last seat. So I'm in the last, what the zone, whatever. I'm probably in zone Z. So I'm going to my seat, and it's two people already seated in, the window in the middle seat, and I got the aisle, thank God, because I need to get up. I got long legs. I be getting cramped. So when I sit down, I notice I'm sitting next to a gay couple. Now, I didn't have an issue that they were gay. I just had an issue that they were a couple. Because I know that couples, 5-hour flight, something could go down. So now, we about to take off. And mind you, I'm supposed to get to Bahamas around like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. Remember that time. So now we take off, and it's like every other flight, you just smooth sailing. So we in the sky, I got my music on. Or, I think I slept for like 30 minutes or an hour or so, and I'm just listening to music. I'm seeing people go in and out of the bathroom, smelling shit. I had to do what I had to do. I had to get to the Bahamas. So in the middle of this flight, this couple started getting aggravated with each other, and they started, arguing a little bit, bickering, I would say, before arguing. They were bickering, and, he was saying like, why you gotta act like that? We on vacation, you gonna act like that. He like, what you mean I'm acting like that? You always say I'm acting like that. So it sounded like, when Eddie Murphy arguing or yelling at somebody, but he whispering, it almost sounded like, you remember in Life when he was yelling at Claude?
Nah, if he wants some cornbread, let him go up to the front and get his own portion of cornbread. That's your cornbread, fuck him. Hey man, he gonna eat his cornbread, all right? Fuck you, right.
That's what it sounded like, but with a little lisp on it. So they bickering. So I'm like, I'm bored, F it. I ain't had my headphones on no more. I'm like, I'm just here. I can't go nowhere, so I'm hearing everything. So he's saying, that's why nobody like you. That's why nobody invites you nowhere. That's why they don't want you to come on this trip. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck if they don't want me to come on the trip. I'm gonna be on the trip. And what they gonna do about it? Nothing. I was like, oh. I obviously separated who the guy and the girl was in the relationship. I'm like, he's sassy. So I'm just, we still flying. We going. And then he like, why you always gotta make a scene? He like, what you mean make a scene? I'll make a scene if you want me to make a scene. You know I'll turn up in this bitch. I like, please don't turn up. Please don't turn up. I ain't got nowhere to go if you turn up. So then they just bickering. I'm like, all right. I'm smelling shit and I'm dealing with this shit. So I'm just in between the shitty place. A shit in a hard place. That's where I'm stuck between. So then they bicker more, argue more. He hits him.
But no.
So now I'm just looking straight. Because after he did that, he kind of straightened up and he looked at me. I ain't trying to catch no 2-piece. I don't eat chicken no more at this point. I don't want no 2-piece. So they bickering a little bit, and he like, why you hit me and this and that? Because he said, you always do it. And he started getting loud now. So I'm like, all right. I don't know if I call somebody, 'cause I'm witnessing a domestic dispute right now. This is domestic violence. I'm not breaking it up. I'm not getting between this. I'm not doing that. I'm definitely not doing that. So they keep arguing, and he hit him again in the chest, and now they like tussling. And he kind of bumping me because they bumped me, so I'm just in my seat. I'm looking for the stewardess. I almost pressed the button. They just tussling, wrestling in this corner. And then finally, the lady in front of us, the white lady said,
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
she shouldn't have did that. I knew better than that. She shouldn't have did that because the boy in the middle seat went off on her. Girl, you need to mind your own business, isn't that? And she got scared and turned around. I was like, see, mind your business. Mind your business. So they kind of settled down, and eventually they like fall asleep. So I'm like, all right. And then they like made up because he's sleeping on him. They cuddling up. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, I'm just not trying to catch a hook. So now the flight keeps going. The closer we get to Miami, now the weather changes. Like it was hurricane season, so it was like real bad weather. It was kind of lightning. So they put the lights on. They said be seated for the remainder of the flight. Because it was bad turbulence. Like we was in the middle of the cloud with all the storm. So we were just shaking and dropping. And you know when it's turbulence, you're trying to act cool, but you're a little scared. Yeah. So I'm just holding on. You know, you try to keep it cool, but you a little scared on the inside. So we flying. So we finally, I guess we getting closer to the Miami airport. And one of my favorite things when you flying into Miami airport is just seeing Miami and seeing like the coastline, and it looks beautiful. So we finally break through this cloud and come down. Now it's like clear. Like, cause now we below the cloud with all the rain and everything. So we bust into all this light. It was just dark this whole like for an hour. And then we bust, I'm like, oh. So I'm looking through their window. I'm like, okay, we about to land. And I kid you not, I never experienced this in my life. In the mid-air, he took off like that last burst, like when he gassed it on the takeoff on the runway. It just like boom! It just shot back up. Everybody screamed. I even screamed. I never experienced because everyone flew back. It was so much force. He flew back up. I was like, what the hell? So everyone just holding on. We go back up. He gets on the intercom. He says, "We're sorry, folks. We can't land right now. The weather's too bad, so they got us circling around." So we circle around for 30 more minutes, and then he comes back on intercom and says, "We're gonna have to fly to Fort Myers." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I got another connection to catch to the Bahamas. I can't miss my flight." So we go to Fort Myers. We land there. We sit there for an hour. We wait till the bad weather passes, and then we finally go into Miami. So now we get to Miami. I'm like, I know I missed my flight. Ain't no way I missed my flight. So we come off. Everybody had a connection. All their flights got canceled. So I'm like, damn, I need to get to Bahamas. I gotta get to this funeral. The funeral like the next day or something. So I go to the counter. It's this long line where they tell us all the wait to get a check on the status of your flight to get you another flight. So I'm just waiting there. We just in this line. I'm just looking. They come off the plane arguing again. But they were going to Miami, so they good. So I just look at them while they off arguing. I'm like, they ain't gonna make it. So I looked, someone else that was on my flight I knew was going Bahamas. They said they was there earlier. They said, no, they told us to go to another gate. So I was like, thank God, get out that line. And I'm walking there. And then we get to the gate where they were supposed to go. They said it might be canceled because it's bad weather in Bahamas now. So I'm like, come on. And then it started raining in Miami again. I'm like, come on. And it's like, where am I gonna stay in Miami? Cause all my family in Bahamas. Like, granted, I got other friends, but it'll just be an inconvenience if I gotta stay the night here and catch the first thing in the morning, and then try to, hopefully I get there before the funeral. So I'm just waiting at the airport, hour or two. Another hour go by. Another hour go by. And I'm asking them, is there any way I need to get there? So they put me on this flight, this one last flight that was gonna try to make it to Bahamas when the weather gets a little better. It was like 30 people. And they gave me that flight. I get on that flight the whole time, we couldn't stand up because we were going through a storm again. There was more turbulence. And then I finally get to Bahamas. It's like 10 p.m. at night. Get to my granddad's house. All of my family there, and no one cared. I get there, no one cared. They looked at me and said, hey. And they just went back to what they're doing. I'm like, if y'all knew when I went through to get here, I wanted a celebration. No one cared. No one cared. They didn't even offer me food. I had to go in and make my own plate. And that was the time I had the worst flight of my life going to the Bahamas. And actually, it may have been the second worst flight of my life. I had another one I just thought about when I was sick on the flight that I'll tell another time, but yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
If you were in a position to produce a show at the time, would you have gave that gay couple a show? Could you see them as possibly, becoming like something on the internet, like a sensation? Because you had the sassy and would you have done that?
Yeah, it would have been called Love and Hip Sack. They was attached to the sack.
That's good.
I attached to the hip.
I'm gonna cut the camera now because I ain't like that answer.
Honestly, it was very entertaining, and I don't think they're together no more. I wish them the best, but I don't think they're together no more. Oh, one last thing. So when we was in Fort Myers, the middle one, he was the sassy one. He had the bad attitude. He while we're landing, he said, I'm calling them. I'm calling whoever, may have been Delta. I'm calling Delta and telling them this is unacceptable. I want a refund. How can we do all this and land in Fort Myers? I'm supposed to be in Miami right now. I'm thinking in my head, it's not Delta's fault. It's bad weather. They can't physically land there because of the weather's so bad right now. Like, what you gonna tell Delta? So he called Delta. He like, ma'am, I want a refund. We're in Fort Myers. I'm supposed to be in Miami right now. This is ridiculous. I've never been on a flight this bad. And I'm thinking to myself, like, imagine me. I'm sitting between shit, dealing with y'all shit, hearing you getting hit.
On the way to the funeral.
Way to a funeral. You talking about this is the worst flight of your life. You making it the worst flight of all our lives right now. I don't think he got that refund because he had no valid point. Even I knew I was upset about the situation, but I wasn't mad at Delta because it had nothing to do with them. It was the weather. So, have some empathy, man. Have some wearing thought. Like, look at the whole picture, not just your picture. Look at the whole picture, not just a selfie. He was taking selfies. That's a metaphor for life.
Okay, get out.
All right. I was waiting for you. All right, what comes in the box once you get it? All your retainers. I got 15 of them, so it's gonna take me 15 weeks to straighten my teeth. And I only got the top teeth because I need a bottom tooth extracted. But what's cool about Bite, they work with me, so they'll still help me with my top teeth until I get my bottom teeth situated. So I got 15 retainers all in this box. Also, got some accessories. I got what you put your retainers in, carry around when you take them out to eat, or if you out or whatnot at a restaurant, or you on a date, put it in there. And I got some whitening foam to use, whiten my teeth. Also, you got the Hyper Bite, which is really cool, which cuts your time in half. If you use it every day, I think it's just for 5 minutes a day, it'll cut your treatment time in half. It's the only technology that Bite has. It's a technology that only Bite has, which is really cool, which separates them from all the other competition. So I'm excited to use that. And yeah, so today is the day. I'm gonna open this one, see what it looks like. Boom. But I still get the bottom with it, but it's probably just gonna keep it in place where it's at, which is cool. But this is my first tray for the first week of straightening my top teeth. So comes with instructions. Comes with a little sticker that says the wait is over. It is time to bite. I know you can't see it. If it focus, I don't know. this is cool. Let me pop it in. And it fits. Fits perfectly, actually. Yep. And it's comfortable too. But I gotta take it out before I eat or drink anything that's not water. So that's cool. Let me put this in the tray. So if y'all want to start on this journey, just use my code BITEDT.
Hello everybody, my name is Rome if you're new to this channel, and this is the story of the shower tampon.